Twice a month on a Monday, I invite authors into my home. We talk about reading, writing, and life as an author. And this evening, I have Amy Lorowitz joining me. How are you, my dear?
Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here with you.
You too. Now, last time we chatted a couple of weeks ago, we did have some technical difficulties, but I'm so happy that I was able to get you in 2 weeks later.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, it worked out great because an author wanted to postpone hers until August. So I had an open spot. It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
There you go. Our stars were aligned.
I know, right? So technical, this is what happens when we go live, crossing fingers, everything goes smoothly today. But I'm excited to talk to you again. But one thing I realized, we are getting closer to the release date of your debut novel, Summer Boyfriend.
Summer Husband.
Summer Husband.
That's okay.
Summer Husband. Summer Husband.
Yes. That's
how
okay.
exciting
Yes, it's a week from tomorrow. Oh my, it's all that's on my mind. My heart is palpitating. I'm excited and anxious at the same time, you know, making lists, making sure I get everything done for my launch party. I'm having a launch party on Tuesday.
And every single book you release after this is going to feel exactly the same. The feeling never goes away. I'm about to release book number 18 next month.
Great. Congratulations.
And I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly what you're going through.
And I've had so many pinch me moments. This being one of them.
Yeah.
Well, like, I can't believe that I'm on this with you. Yes. Thank you.
I am so happy for you. Let's talk a little bit about Summer Husband.
Yes.
It comes out in a week.
Yes.
Number one, do you have a copy of that book? There it is. Beautiful cover, Summer Husband. Now, what I want
to like to cover, there's a little bear over here. I don't want to cover him up. A little bear.
There he is. There he is. I love it. Okay, before we get started, I want to know a lot about this book, but let's begin with what inspired this book.
So I always wanted to write a book. I didn't know what kind of book I wanted to write. I just felt like I had a book in me. The inspiration behind this book is that I, as an adult, went to sleepaway camp for the first time with my two children, which is the premise of Lori Kramer. She, at 39 years old, goes to sleepaway camp for the first time. And because she goes with the kids, she works there and the children can go for free. So that was the impetus. And then from there, I just kind of created an entire world.
Wow, how exciting. And when did you start writing this book?
So I started writing it. I joined a writing workshop in 2013. So that is 13 years ago.
That's a while back.
That's a while back. I've been telling my family, I want to write this book. I had this idea for a book. We need to write a book. And they finally, my daughter just said to me when she had graduated college in 2013 and she was looking for a job, she's like, well, why don't you find yourself like some kind of writing workshop, which is what I did. So I've been in the same place since 2013, learning how to write a book. Just because you think you can write a book or you want to write a book doesn't mean you can write a book.
That's very true. That is totally very true. I agree 100%. So when you're writing this book, have you always loved to write? Is this something that ever since you were younger that you just had this urge to write something, whether it be a story or a short story, poetry?
No, I mean, I wrote letters when that was a fashion. I like to write emails. But yeah, no, I never really wrote anything until I put my mind to it. I was like, I'm going to do this now. Yeah. I did not study it in college. I was a history poli-sci major. I always read though, you know, an avid reader. For a while, I was in 3 book clubs at one time. I am now down to 1.
Good. So it took you almost 10 years to write this book. How was your experience of writing your first book? Give me some of your ups and downs over the last 10 years.
Well, the first part of it was I was writing stories and I'd bring them in, and Jennifer Belle, best-selling author, look her up, who runs the workshop, would say, Amy, you write a good story. You know, I'm in the scene with you. It's interesting. I'm with you the entire way. But what is your plot? What is your arc? What is the growth? And I was like, now, if you don't study writing and you just read good books, you don't even think about that.
No, you don't.
So I had never had a book dissected in any way. So I was sitting there going, those, oh. So with a lot of guidance, I managed to figure it all out. And another thing that was very interesting, I was just writing these fun stories. And when I thought I was finished at, I think 185,000 words, which I know does not mean much to anybody, but most novels are what, about 85 to
About
95?
80 to 95.
And
Yeah.
that, folks, is about 300 pages. So I had a book that was double that. So I had to then take, yes. And then I had to take the book apart, and I was pretty much told that I needed to get rid of anything that did not push the story along. So that was interesting editing.
Yeah, they always say each chapter should move the book forward in some way.
Yes.
Each
Yes.
chapter.
Right.
And not just feel about, the sky is blue with no clouds and the house
Right. And the daisies are growing and it smells so
has
pretty.
to take a step forward some way or another.
Right.
Yeah.
And then comments were like, well, where's the tension? I'm like, what? Huh? So, I had to, figure all of that kind of thing, all of those things out.
But it's
Having said that, my book is not tense. You're not going to be tense.
right. But it's a learning curve. And I also say that it takes us a while to find our voice.
Yes.
It really
yes,
does. I think
absolutely.
It took me about 3 books before I actually have my style of writing, my voice. I didn't want to be, I'll never be the next Nora Roberts. I'll never be the next Danielle Steele.
Right.
So it took me a while to find my voice. And I think that applies for every author. We don't know the voice right away.
So you understand everything I'm saying then?
Totally, 100%. Because I didn't take writing classes either. I just sat down and I began to write. No, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. When it came to writing your book, were you a plotter? Did you plot this book out from beginning, middle, and end, or did you pants to it? Did you sit down and just start writing?
So this book was not plotted. Had I plotted it, it would have taken a lot less time, but honestly, I didn't know where it was going to go. So when I started this writing class, it wasn't like, my goal was not to become a published author. My goal was to write a book, and then I was like, oh, I wrote a book.
Which is a huge in itself.
Right. And I was like, oh, I should publish this book. So it was very circuitous for a very long time until I got the plot down packed.
Right. So now that you've written this book, do you consider yourself a pantster or a plotter?
A pantster.
A pantster? Welcome to the club. That's what I am.
Yeah.
I tried plotting a book and it was horrible.
Well, I think we touched on this a little bit last time, is that, you think this and your characters think that.
Yeah.
So.
And I just tell myself that it's their story. I'm just the one that can type.
Right. You're the.
They have no access to a keyboard, so it's my
right. So, right.
I mentioned it before. My readers know this, is that I might not like what a character is doing. Sometimes I might hate it, but there's a reason for it in this story. And there's a reason why they're doing this. And sure enough, later in the book, okay, now I know. Why didn't you just tell me that earlier? But no.
You got it. We all got to learn it.
Yeah.
You got to learn it in the.
I do want to pause. And I want to say thank you to the readers for coming back again to listen to Amy talk about her debut novel that comes out in about a week. Summer
Husband. We'll put it up again. There we go. Summer Husband.
There it is. We're talking about her debut coming out next week, a very exciting time for her. And I know that some of you were here last time we chatted. We had technical difficulties. So thank you again for coming. I do want to say hello to you people. And if you have questions, go ahead and put them up and I will get to as many as I can. So we have Lori here. She says hello.
Hello, Lori.
We have Belinda here. And in fact, I think, Belinda missed a takeover in the group. I thought she missed this chat. But anyway, it was a takeover. Belinda is here. Hey, Belinda. Karen Geeling is here. She says hello. I'm just going down the list. What is this? Tina, what? Hold on a minute. Tina, you transposed book titles laugh online.
Oh,
I did? Okay. If you say so, Lori. All right. I'll take a word for it. You're going to have to explain that one to me, Lori. Karen says she loves the cover.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Also loves the cover.
Thank
And
you.
Linda also says the book sounds like fun.
It is.
Janet is here. She says hello. Lori is here. She says hello. I hate missing out on readers
Yes.
or skipping them. So I'm just going down the list. Lori says good advice about something we just talked about. Belinda says 13 years is a long time to learn.
It wasn't full time. It wasn't once a week.
That's it. She did it thoroughly. And Dana says congratulations. Going back to when you said you belonged to 3 book clubs for a while, Lori says, crazy me, Amy. I was in 5 book clubs. Now I'm only in 2 in-person ones. Okay, I am going to put on this question because if I don't do it now, I'll never find it again.
Lose it, sure.
Karen says, or asks, is there an author that inspired you to write? Good question.
Yes, that is a good question. Well, of course, we all love Judy Blume. So that, was when I was a much younger person. But there was one book that I just really loved. It was Barbara Kingsolver's The Poisonwood Bible. That book just blew me away because it was written in the point of view of the sisters, 4 sisters, throwing in the mother and the father very often. And I was just like, wow. Having said that, it's not like I thought that I could do that at all. But that is someone that I've admired.
Oh, good. I like that. Okay, Lori has a question for you. She wants to know, which characters would you love to spend time with in real life? Interesting.
Well, that's hard to answer without giving a spoiler, right?
Okay, no spoilers allowed.
But what's great about when I went to camp and when Lori went to camp is that the best part about being at camp is making like your camp best friends, BFFs, and I have a bunch of them from when I was there, and Lori makes them in this book, and I love to hang out with my friends, and Lori loves to hang out with her friends.
So what are some of the characters' names in the book, like the protagonist and other characters?
The protagonist is Lori Kramer, and Kramer is my mother's maiden name.
Okay.
So, yes. And this is actually a funny story. So, it's based on my experience. So my name is Amy Lorowitz. And whenever I got a phone call for someone, back when people used to talk on the phone, I would say, hi, this is Amy Lorowitz, blah, 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 blah. And they would say, oh, hi, Lori, how can I help you? I would say 98% of the time. So,
wow.
So that's how Lori Kramer came to be. The male protagonist's name is Ted. She goes with her 2 daughters, who are Zelda and Hazel. And that's also a funny side note. When I had my 2 daughters, I wanted to name them Zelda after my grandmother and Hazel after my father, who had passed, whose name was Herman Zachary Lorowitz. Hazel.
Okay.
And I stupidly told this to people and they all went nuts. How could you name that? Oh. Meanwhile, everyone's named Zelda and Hazel again. I mean, it's all back. So I kept those names and I put them in the book.
I love it. And you put them in your book.
Put them in my book.
I love that. Speaking of family, daughters, husband, Lori wants to know, does your family read your books?
So yes. So they didn't read them until they were finished. My husband was very mensch-like. I asked him if he wanted to read it. He said no. He wanted to wait till it was done because he knew that he would say something stupid to piss me off and change something. He would say, well, that's not going to work. So he said, I'm not reading it till it's done. So he was very helpful. Both my daughters read it. Actually, I think before my husband. Yes.
Now they read the manuscript or the actual book?
The manuscript.
See, I think I said in the last time we chatted that you're braver than me. My husband has to wait until it's an actual book. It's gone through edits. It has a cover. There's no red lines. There's nothing chopped out. I mean, whatever's chopped out is not belonging there. So yeah, he has to wait for the real book. You're braver than I am. Yeah. I love this question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say you're brave, and maybe by the next book I'll have learned. But go ahead.
Yeah, he has to wait. All right, I love this question from Lori. This is your first book that you've written. A lot of ups and downs, I'm sure. So Lori would like to know, what's the best and worst part of your writing journey so far?
Okay, well, the best part is now this. getting to, get recognition, getting it out into the world, doing podcasts, doing other kinds of PR stuff. That's been really exciting. Writing is hard. It's lonely. It takes a really long time. But I would actually say the hardest part was getting it when it was finally finished. You think writing's the hardest part, but Tina, like getting it published and getting it out there is really so difficult.
The marketing is, I mean, the
publishing marketing.
Yeah, I didn't realize this until after I wrote my first book. I'm like, okay, I've written the book. It's got a cover. How do I get people to find this book? And then it's, oh my God, I have to market this thing too.
Yes.
That to me, and it doesn't matter how many books I've written. That is the hardest part. It really is. And it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. To me now, writing the book is the easy part.
Right. And it's also interesting, all my friends are like, oh, I'm not on social media anymore. And I'm like, I am so on social media, I have to be on social media.
You really have to be.
And every post I put up, I have to take down 3 times before I get it right.
Yeah. And my dad was an author in the 70s, and I was so envious because he didn't have to do all this. I mean, I enjoy what I do, don't get me wrong. Right. But all he had to do was worry about getting that book to the publisher by his contract time. Yeah. He didn't have to worry about social media or posts or chats or interviews. Right. No, the publisher did all of it for him. The only thing I'm not envious is that he wrote his first 2 books on the typewriter. I could not even imagine doing that. The delete button is very handy nowadays. But the marketing is what gets me big time. It doesn't get me. It's just, oh my God.
But then I have the pleasure of, spending some time with you and your listeners. That's a great thing.
I enjoy doing these chats. When I first started doing these, writing and realizing I have to publish them, it's like, how much can you say about one book? But you get creative. That's why we're authors. We like to write. Creative in other fields. We do. Okay, Dana has a question. She would like to know, do you have a favorite place to write?
I do. Yes. Thank you. I do write in my house, even though, as we all know, that could be so distracting. But I write in a bedroom converted office because my daughters are they're out on their own. And I write, you're going to like this. I write until my butt hurts.
Oh.
Then I get up and I'll go out for a walk. I'll do some exercise just till I get the blood flowing again. And I do write mostly during the day, somewhere from like 9 to 4.
Okay, so you write like it's a job. I mean, it is a job, of course. But you sit down for long periods of time to write.
Yes, not always. And this is actually a funny side story. Is my husband has retired, and I had lost my job for reasons that don't matter, but I worked in a school and it closed.
Okay.
Anyway, so, and he's retired. So, now he's like, oh, let's run and jump and do. And I'm like, can we do it like once a week? Because, I'm busy. So, and he's fine. We live in the middle of Manhattan. So he just took a tour of Madison Square Garden. He went on a vertical tour of John the Divine.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Wow. I got a speck on my face. I just keep looking up. There we go. It's gone now. I had this thing right on my nose right there.
I know. Does it make you crazy when you see stuff like that?
It really does. So you write 5, 6, 7 days a week?
I'm going to say when I'm finishing, yes. I'm going to say now I'm so distracted, but I am working on a sequel to this book.
Question.
And
go ahead.
Yes, I have a sequel to this book and I'm still going to my writing workshop. So I have to say at this point, I'm writing for the workshop. So I have something to prepare. And then when all of this is gone, which I'm enjoying very much, I don't want it to go away. When all of this dies down, I will, work at it again as if it's a job.
Sweet. Now, when you sit down to write, obviously it's a long session, longer than mine, by the way. Do you set yourself a word count goal each time you sit down? No. And what about if you're writing for hours on end, it seems like, what if you get stumped? what if the characters aren't talking to you? Or what if they call it writer's block, whatever you want to call it? Do you sit there and fight it? What is
Nope.
your solution? What do you do?
I walk away. I just walk away. And I think we mentioned this last time, sometimes you're in the shower and your character goes, oh, I wouldn't say it like that. I would do it like this. And you're like, yeah.
Can I wash my hair first before you start telling me this?
Right. I gotta get out before I lose it.
Yeah, before you lose it. I hear you on that one. I'm not sure if we answered this yet. I'm going to put it up anyways. Belinda would like to know, regarding your book, Summer Husband, what was the book based on? Anyone in your life?
So I think it's based on everyone in my life. You pull from here and there, it's a completely new person. These people are brand new with different goals and different likes and different hobbies, but pulled from all aspects of my life. From I went to a bungalow colony as a child. Those people, I went to camp. My work friends, my college friends, everyone.
And then I'm just going to narrow it down a little bit more with Gail. She would like to know, regarding the characters, which one do you identify with the most, if anyone?
Oh, definitely Laurie Kramer.
Yeah, the protagonist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the other question I wanted to ask about the cover. Let's see the cover one more time. It's called Summer Husband.
Yes.
I want to know how you came up with that title.
That's a funny question. I mean, it's a good question. It's a funny answer. I am in, like I mentioned, a writers group, and I wanted to call it Camp Fires. 2 words, not camp. Camp.
Right.
Because there's fire throughout the book. There's an a subgenre of fire throughout the book. And the people that I write with were like, no, we don't like that. It's not going to tell you what the book is, everyone's going to think it's misspelled. And so when I was working, there was a gentleman that I worked with for 7 summers that I used to call my summer husband. And I just kind of said, well, and they're like, that's it. That's the name. I was like, okay. Because it fits well into the genre that I'm writing.
Right. And what genre would you classify this book as?
So that's also a funny thing, because this has been classified as a romance, a summer read. It takes place in the summertime. But when I set out to write, I didn't set out to write a romance. I just set out to write a book. Can I write a book? And It wasn't until my book was finished and someone said to me, oh, you wrote a romance, that I was like, oh, yeah, I wrote a romance.
Now, is there any steam in the romance, or is it clean?
There is what do they call it? Fade to black behind the door.
Okay, behind closed doors. So if you're given a level from 1 to 10, probably a 3 to 4 or 1 to 2.
No, I'm going to say a 6 or a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that. All
right.
Lots
happening before the door closes.
A lot happens before the door closes. And I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but where's the setting for this book? Where does it take place?
So it's in New England, in a mountainous area with a lake. A typical sleepaway camp. I don't know if your listeners have ever been to a sleepaway camp or anything, but it's mountainous log cabins for the bunks. It's very bucolic, just gorgeous.
Okay, now is it an actual location, or is it a fictitious one that you
so like I said, I did go to camp, and I liken this to when they talk about the TV show Sex and the City.
Right.
It's not Sex in the City. It's like the city is part of the story. So the camp that I went to is part of the story.
Okay, and what's the average age of the characters?
So the campers range in age from 8 to 14.
Okay.
Years old. The counselors are usually between 18 and 25 would be on the older side. And then they had people who were, adults with children there, like, I had. So a lot of the camp owners, the directors, the division leaders. And so they were probably between about 35 and 55.
Oh, okay. I like the age group. And now I understand what Laurie was talking about. I just saw it. I think one time I called your book boyfriend instead of husband. So he was just correcting me. Thank you, Laurie.
Okay.
Laurie really wants stuff for me when it comes to dating.
Thank you, Laurie.
When I mess up, I always have to. Lori will let me know. She will let me know. We talked about your favorite author or one of your ones that inspired you, but Belinda would also like to know if you have a favorite magazine.
Oh, I am from the beginning, from the early 70s. I love People magazine. I lived in Japan for 3 years and I had it sent to me via my husband. They were in my husband's office. So they had a packet come from the States once a week, and my People magazine was in that.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't remember the last time I read a magazine. I don't see
Yeah.
too many off, of course, in the stores anymore, in case I'm not paying attention. But I did used to read People a
Yeah.
while back. But
And
I have,
then in my younger days, I got 17 magazine, when
of
I
course,
was,
of course,
15
yeah.
or so. And then for a really long time, I was a cosmopolitan girl, but
Really?
that was kind of short lived though.
Yeah, I've
And,
never.
and, and having said that, to sound more, yeah, educated, we also get the New Yorker, New York,
Okay.
New Yorker, the New Yorker. Yes.
I used to like Reader's Digest. I used
Oh
to
yeah.
love that. I used to love that.
Yeah.
There was just such a quick read. But it was like,
Yes.
I mean, back in the day when you would sit in the doctor's office, you didn't have your Kindle or a book, but it was lightweight. I'd stick it in my purse. And they were like quick reads. They really
Yeah.
were. I have a whole year from I think it's 1934,
Oh,
that I have
fun.
yet to read. I got those at an estate sale.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It's the whole complete year of Reader's Digest, 1934. I have yet to read them, but they
It
look
would
fast.
also be interesting to look at the print ads.
Yes, and the language. The language back then was
Yes.
completely different. I mean, the things they said back then that they say now is completely different.
Yes.
I do want to put up this question from Belinda, and we're both gonna answer this because it's an interesting question.
Okay.
I'll let you answer first. She wants to know, why is the editing so hard? Yeah, big sigh.
I
That's
had,
it, right there.
I'm just going to tell a quick glimpse of this, Belinda. I had my book edited. I thought I was going to self-publish for a while. Anyway, I had my book edited no less than 5 times. And the one word I'm going to say is commas. There was like comma wars. Like, I never used them correctly. So I would go to this person or that person. And then when I finally had it edited by my publisher, their commas were different from the other commas, to the point where I was like pulling my hair out. And my husband said to me very, very calmly and said, "That's the publisher, use theirs."
Oh,
And
there you go. There you go.
and then go ahead, you go,
No, you
Tina.
go ahead. You're still answering. You go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
and I was just like, there was someone wanted to tell, I used the word broads to describe the women, us
Okay.
old broads, and someone wanted to change that. I was like, that's the exact word I want. And someone else, I said, something went up in campfire smoke, whatever they said, and you went up in and someone wanted to change that. I was like, did you not read the book? It can't. Anyway, your turn.
Okay. For me, she's asking, why is editing so hard? When I write a book, I sit down and I continue to write. I never ever read back. Never.
Yeah.
I just keep going forward and forward. And there's a reason for that, is because if I start going back and reading, I'm doubting myself, I'm changing stuff, and I would never ever get the book finished. So I continue to write the first draft until I have the bones of the story. I have the beginning, I have the middle, I have a plot, I know what the characters are doing. So after I've done the first draft and I go back and it's like, what the hell? It's been 6 months since I wrote this chapter 1. It's a hot mess. The whole book is a hot mess, and it can't go to the editor like that. But to wiggle, I mean, whether or not it's the right way to write a book is what works for me. But what I don't like about editing is the questions I ask myself as I'm reading it. I just don't. The story came out from my characters. I shouldn't doubt the story. I shouldn't doubt the plot. I shouldn't doubt the ending, because I listened to my characters. So I hate all the questions in my head as I'm reading the book. How does this sound? How does this feel? What are the, I just don't like all the doubt that I have. The other thing about editing, I mean, I give it to my editor as clean as I can do it. That's why I have an editor, because my grammar sucks.
Oh,
Yeah,
so bad.
I still write some
My spelling
words.
is also.
Well, I write certain words the English way,
Ah,
like color with a U.
yeah.
I got over the Czech where we used to write Czech with a Q, Cheque. There's certain words I write still in the English term, and I learned that from my editor. T, and that's not how you spell it in America. I think the last one was omelets. We spell it with a double T or
Right.
something. So anyway, even after 30 years in this country, but it's so tedious. But the one thing I don't like is the doubt and the questions in my head. I just don't like that.
Yes.
And then by the time the editing is done and the cover is done, I don't know how many times I've read this book. I'm done. I love my work. I love my books. All right, readers, it's your turn. I don't know how many times we read.
Look, I was going to say I was going to ask you, how many times have you read your book? Countless, right?
Do edits right now. There's 68 chapters in the book. We're on chapter 53. And the way I do it is I go through each chapter as clean as I can get it. Then it goes to Lulu, my editor, and we do it chapter by chapter by chapter. She's on round 1, then she goes back and does it again. And while she's on round 1, I'm starting to read it again. And then I think I end up reading about, I don't know, I lose track a lot.
So this was a tip that my publisher gave me when, you're down to this is it, you have one last chance. And she's like, you print it, you sit in a room and you read it out loud.
You do read it out loud. And that's the last thing I do, because it is amazing what you can
find.
And what I find that helpful with is dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
If you're going through the dialogue and it doesn't flow, that dialogue needs to be corrected.
Yes.
And if I'm reading a sentence and I pause, what in that sentence caused me to pause?
Right.
Was it the grammar? Right. Was it a comma that's not supposed to be there?
I also think when you're reading it out loud, you're paying attention. Whereas when you're just reading, your head is could be in 6 different places.
Yeah, and I also think that I should maybe read it aloud first, because by the time I get to read it out loud, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so done. I should maybe do that first. I love editing. Is just so repetitive. It's just so repetitive. It's something that has to be done, though. It's something that has to be done. But I'm, like I said, I'm on chapter 53 of this book. I'm already okay, Lulu. Are we getting there yet? Are we? Let's get this book out there. Anyway, but Belinda, great question. I wanted both of us to answer that. Yes, I wanted to ask you, because I didn't ask you before we went live. Were you going to read on this session?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just saw the time. I've got to keep out of the time. I didn't want to put you on the spot live, because I remember last time you said you were going to read.
Yes.
You are reading this time? Great.
Yes.
We're going to make time for that. Are you ready now?
Okay. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Let's do it. It's all yours.
Summer husband, I'm going to read the first chapter and part of the second. The first chapter is like a page and a half. So
I love short chapters. That's what I like.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
me too. Chapter 1, Welcome to Woodlands. I placed my iced coffee in the cup holder, glanced at the directions one more time, and checked the side view mirror. I clicked the blinker and pulled out into New York City traffic, ready or not. I was certain I was more nervous than my kids, who would be joining me next week. Even though I was 39, I felt unprepared for my first ever sleepaway camp experience. An hour later, I pulled into a gas station and filled a tank. As I waited to pay, I stared at the cigarette display behind the cashier. I hadn't smoked since before I married Ronnie, but I had a sudden urge to buy a pack. A cigarette would calm the nerves I felt driving into the unknown. I looked around the store. No Ronnie, no kids, no one I knew was there to judge me. I shifted my weight from one foot to the other, just as I had when I was a child and couldn't make up my mind. The woman behind the counter looked at me expectantly. Can I have a pack of Winston's? Anything else? I grabbed some Trident gum and tossed it on the counter. Back in the car, I stared at the cigarettes, but instead of lighting up, I reached over and shoved them into the glove compartment. It was enough knowing they were available if needed. I popped a piece of gum in my mouth, rolled down the window, and felt the wind on my face. I turned the radio to my favorite station and belted out top 40 hits off key. with no one backseat complaining about my singing or my driving, my definition of freedom. 2 hours later, as I made a left turn onto the dirt road leading to the camp, Cyndi Lauper and I were singing Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I passed under a rustic sign hanging between two ancient oak trees, Camp Woodlands, established 1929. I continued up a narrow, craggy lane shadowed by towering trees. When I reached the top of the last hill, rays of sun broke through the canopy of leaves. I pulled over to a welcome banner flying above a log fence that overlooked an expansive, lush lawn. A path led down the hill to a lake that glistened in the late June sunshine. The aroma of fresh-cut lawn and the crisp, clean air brought me back to my childhood at the bungalow colony in the Catskill Mountains. I smiled, remembering summer camp for the families. The colors, greens, blues, whites, were vivid. The sun high in the cloudless sky made the powdered lines on the baseball and soccer fields shimmer. I parked across the road from a blonde wood log cabin. An old-fashioned placard that read, "Office," hung over the door and swayed in the breeze. This would be my home for the next 9 weeks. 2, over the hill. Inside, the foyer was piled high with duffel bags that I sidestepped to reach the 3 women sitting at desks crammed together in a small room. They were so intent at tapping away on computers while talking on phones that no one noticed me. Everyone wore a uniform, white polo shirts with Woodlands stitched over their heart and a name tag pinned above the embroidery. Nicole, one of the women, introduced herself as the executive administrator and said she'd be right with me. While I was waiting, an attractive tall man with shoulder-length, wavy brown hair walked through the door. He was about my age and decked out in Camp Woodlands garb, white and green hoodie, shiny green soccer shorts, and green and white Converse All-Star sneakers. No socks. "Good day, ladies. Always a pleasure to see your cheery faces." The ladies were far from cheery, but they stopped what they were doing, looked up, and gave him big smiles. He had a British accent. Nicole said, "Good morning, Sir Theodore. I'm processing our new division leader, Lori Kramer. This is Theodore Mooney, the head soccer coach and assistant director of boys camp. Can you load her bags into the cart?" "Sure. Lori, was it? This way." He led, holding the door open. "How does a Brit find his way to a camp in the States? Is it because it's in New England?" I thought I was being clever, but as I said it, I heard how ridiculous I sounded. He stopped and a wry grin crossed his face. Heh, heh, haven't heard that one in a long time. "But seriously, I'd be interested in hearing how you ended up here, Theodore." "Oh no, that will not do. Please call me Ted." "But didn't Nicole just call you Sir Theodore?" "She thinks because I'm from the UK that I'm posh and likes to tease me. I told her if she ever curtsied, I'd thump Bob, her husband, even if he was my best mate." He broke into a Cockney accent. "But the truth is, well, I'm just a regular bloke." Then he threw out his arms. "Look around you. It's breathtaking. I can't think of any place else I'd rather be at this moment." His exuberance was contagious. I smiled, looking around. Everything was green and lush, and the scent of pine trees and freshly cut grass filled the air. It was a stark contrast to the drab, dirty streets of the exhaust-filled city I'd left that morning. I could just make out the shimmering water of the lake below the hill and beyond the trees. "You're right. It is beautiful. What brought you to my little slice of paradise?" "I wanted my 2 daughters to come here. Zelda's 11 and Hazel's 9. It'll be the first time at a sleepaway camp for all 3 of us. We have something in common. I'm here with my 10-year-old son, Max. Let's get your bags on the cart." Ted went to my car to lift the enormous camp-issued duffel out of the trunk, grunted, and dropped it. He stayed bent with his hands on his knees. "What have you got in there? You know you didn't need to bring all the sporting equipment. They do supply it." "I guess I must have packed 2. While I spoke, he picked up the duffel and tossed it onto the back seat as if it were a feather. "I'm just giving you a hard time." I probably didn't look amused because he said, "Lori, lighten up. You're at camp now. Remember to have fun. Be campy. That's my philosophy while I'm here." "You don't strike me as the philosophical type," I said. "What type am I?" I eyed him up and down. "Charming rogue." Ted laughed loudly. "Are you laughing because I'm on the money or because I'm way off?" "I guess you'll just have to find out for yourself." "What about me?" "Easy. Anxious New York City overbearing helicopter mom," he said. "You just piled every stereotypical motherly adjective on me. Shall we agree to let our first impressions go and figure it out as the summer unfolds?" He stuck out his hand and I shook it. I was pretty sure my assessment of him wouldn't change. "Fair. Do you have any survival tips to share with a newbie?" Get as much rest as you can because you're constantly on your feet. The the campus is massive. I think everything else would be better for you to find out yourself. I don't want to influence your experience, but ask me a direct question and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, where do I live?
Very good. I enjoyed
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
so much for reading. I love it when authors read their books. And I'm sure when I scroll down, I'll probably some comments. I really enjoyed that. Sounds
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
You wrote in first person
Yes.
instead of other than third. Is there a reason why you went with first person?
No, like I
Okay.
said, I just, it makes it difficult when Lori's not in the room, and that's been a problem, you know, with issues. So I had to figure out around that. But yes, that's what I did. Yes.
Very nice. I enjoyed it. I really did.
Thank you.
Thank you for reading.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep on scrolling down
Okay.
and get some questions. Another one from Belinda. She would like to know if you have any pets.
I do not have any pets. I live in New York City, so it's very difficult.
Oh, that's very hard. That makes sense.
Yes.
Now, you do write for long periods of time, but when you're not writing, Lori would like to know if you have any hobbies.
I have lots of hobbies. I practice yoga often. I live in New York City, as I mentioned, probably about 6 times already, but I'm in walking distance of the theater, and I love to go to Broadway plays. My husband, I mentioned that we're both retired, so we've been traveling. Right now, I'm actually in a hotel in Rochester visiting my grandbabies.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Are they
you.
new grandbabiys?
3.5 and 11 months.
Yeah, they're new.
They're
Wow,
new. Yeah.
what fun.
Yeah, so I was here for Mother's Day, so that was lovely.
Right.
Yes, that is pretty much, and being with friends and that kind of thing.
Oh, wonderful. You mentioned you're in New York.
Yes.
Lori would like to know, have you always lived around the New York area?
I grew up in Brooklyn. I left there to go to college. I came back and I was home for a little bit and ended up living in New York City for since I was 21, 22.
Oh, so you've been there for a while. Do you
Yes,
think
and
your book takes place in New York City?
Well, it starts in New York and then it goes up to
the camp. Okay, and you mentioned you have started a second book in this book, so it's going to be a series. When you wrote Summer Husband, did you plan on it being a series, or that just kind of happened?
I did not. I was told that, not everyone wants a series. You should come up with something new. And pardon me, I tried, and I just was not getting, nothing was coming to me. I'd write a story, but I just couldn't plot around it. And I just said, screw it, I'm just going to write this. I like being in this world. I like being in the summertime. It's always summertime in my head. I think that this will be a 2-book. And if I do write the third one, which I'm hoping, I think that I will set it in the same place, but I want to write a young adult book.
Okay. And when you say you write in the next book of this, are the same characters follow through into the next book?
Yes. So the same characters follow through. And of course, if you're writing, you have to bring in other characters to make it interesting. So I have a lot of new, interesting and fun characters. And characters is the best word for them.
There you go. And do you have a title for this book yet?
I do not. Right now I'm writing it under sequel.
Oh, I like that. And of course, no release date or
no. I have not. No, I'm not. I'm not making myself crazy.
First, right?
Yes, yeah. But
your launch date again is what? What day again? May.
It's Tuesday, May 19th.
Okay,
week from tomorrow.
For that big event.
So I'm having a book launch in a place called P&T Knitwear. Despite its name, it is a bookstore. It is on Orchard Street in the Lower East Side. It's around the corner from Katz's Delicatessen, which everyone will know from When Harry Met Sally. I'll have what she's having. So it's around the corner from that place. And the P&T Knitwear goes back to when that part of Manhattan was where all the people go to buy clothes.
Oh, okay. And are you doing anything online also for the launch?
As of now, I am not doing anything online, but that may change. I do have a website and I'm trying to, it'll be updated on Wednesday when I sit with my daughter who is good at computers. That's something would take me days that she does in 10 minutes. And I just sit there and I'm like, not exaggerating. And I'm like,
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean,
yeah,
for me, I do what I can online and I get by, but it's just moving way too fast for me. I
yeah,
get to learn something, then a week later it's all changed. Oh, and
it's all
now we
changed.
use this. Now,
Right,
oh,
right.
I just can't keep up with it. But I do the best I can. I'm going to
Yes.
put some comments from your reading. I told you I'd get to them.
Okay.
Lisa says she loved it.
Oh,
And just
thank you.
goes through it. Karen says, I love the story. Lori Whitney said, thank you for reading to us.
My pleasure.
Virgie says, very good. Lisa Murray again says, thanks, sound like a fun read. Lloyd Chasco says, I enjoyed your reading. Karen said, thank you for reading to us. Pam says, that is awesome. I could go on. There's a lot of them.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I got to put this up. This is cute. She says, I guess you love New York pizza.
I do love New York pizza, but I rarely eat it.
Is that the thin crust? Is that what
That's
was
the
known
thin
as
crust. Yes.
the thin crust?
Yes.
Every
Yes.
time I try the thin crust one, it just falls apart. I don't know how to eat them properly.
It's not.
Maybe
It's
you have
not.
to fold them or
It's
something?
not. It's not the thin crust that you're thinking about. It is a thinner crust as compared to like Chicago pizza, but it's not like wafer thin.
Yeah, every time I pick it up, it just falls apart. It's like, what is the point?
Picture John Travolta in
Okay.
Saturday Night Fever carrying the two slices folded together and eating them.
Oh, the folded. See, there's a secret that I
This,
just bypassed. Okay,
yes.
now I know. And then Lori's happy because the 19th is her anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary. How many years, Lori?
What a
Laurel. She'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for that answer.
how many years? But what a great day to have a launch and an anniversary on the same day. I love that. All right. I'm checking. I'm watching our time. The other thing I want to find out. Number one is the book comes out on the 19th. What formats will it be?
So right now it's going to be print and ebook. It is being distributed by Simon and Schuster, so it is everywhere. You can pre-order it wherever you buy books. That was also a pinch me moment when I like randomly went on a bookstore, then like, and they had it, and I was like, it's like, oh my goodness.
That is a feeling though.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was like dry mouth, shivers, all of it. So yeah, it's exciting. So
no kidding. And tell us a little bit about your publishing journey. How did that go about?
So when I thought my book was not easy. When I thought my book was done, and Tina, when you think it's done, it's not done. So it was so back to Jennifer Belle's workshop during COVID, she brilliantly brought agents to us. So we had Zoom calls with agents, and oh gosh, 15 of them or so. So I immediately had all these people to send my book to. I don't know if your readers know about a slush pile, but so when you send a query, which is what it's called, to an agent, it just sits and sits and sits and sits and sits till someone eventually reads it. So I got to the top of that. I sent it out 107 times. I got 14 agents to actually read it, which was very exciting. That's very exciting. Got nothing out of that. And I said, I'm just going to self-publish this because I believe in it. And I know that there's something there. And I started looking into self-publishing when a friend of mine said, I just finished a book that was put out by She Writes Press, and you should give them a try. And at that point, it's like, applying for college, and like bing, 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 send. So I send it. And I'm going to say in less than 2 weeks, they got back to me, told me they were interested. And within 3 months, I was being published by She Writes Press. And I had this feeling with Jennifer when I started her workshop. I had this feeling that I was in the right place, that I was being taken care of. I just knew this was where I was supposed to be. And I had that same feeling with the She Writes Press. They're taking really good care of me. And on Tuesdays, they have these office hours that you can go to and just ask whatever question you want.
Great.
Yeah, I'm in a cohort with about 30 other women who are publishing at the same time that I am. So we have gone back and forth, and it's just been a really lovely, lovely experience.
And you're going to go with them, of course, with the next book.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it? And then there was a question, which of course, oh no, here it is. I thought I'd lost it. Regarding your publishing and everything. She's asking who designed the cover, but I also want to add to that if you had any input on the cover.
So let's show it again. So I went, I looked at a lot of covers. I knew what I wanted in mind. I wanted two people holding hands.
Okay.
And I wanted, you can't see it that much. You have to look at it up close, but they have what they call camp bling on their wrists. You always make bracelets and stuff like that. It's kind of like what Taylor Swift does, those kind of bracelets.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I had to think.
Anyway. Okay. And then, but it was called camp bling. Anyway.
And then in the corner, puppy dog there too.
And so, no, there's the bear, and there's a very, very funny scene with the bear. So I like that.
Now what's the tan? What is that tan? Is that a dog on the cover too? What do I see?
No, there.
No,
that's the
front cover. Let me see the front cover. Up.
There's a fire.
Oh, it's a fire. I thought it was
a campfire.
Okay,
it's a campfire. Yeah.
So did you?
Who doesn't?
You had some input on the cover.
Yes. Oh, and the cover was designed by She Writes people.
Okay, perfect. All right, wonderful. All right. Before we wrap this up, it's a joy to speak to you. I'm glad that it went smoothly.
Same.
And that we had no issues. But before we sign off, you said the book is everywhere. It's coming out paperback, ebook.
And an audio book will be in the future. Okay.
And do you have a website?
I do have a website. So it's my name, amylorowitz.com. Okay. It's going to have all of my, where I will be appearing. I will be in New York. I will be in Rochester, which is upstate New York. I will be in Florida at a couple of places. And, I hope to be adding to that. But as I add to things, I will put it, I'm going to be in some libraries. So that'll be all on my website.
Okay, perfect. And you mentioned you're on social media. Which platform do you tend to be active on?
So I am active on Instagram and Facebook. So my Instagram is at Amy Lorowitz author.
Okay, perfect. And we are doing the giveaway. So I want to thank you for that.
Yes.
If you want to tell our readers what the giveaway is.
Yes, I have I don't have them at hand. That was silly of me. I have I do. Hold on.
Okay.
There it goes. I have a very lovely bookmark.
Ooh, very
nice. It's got all my social media on it also. And I do have a bracelet, which I'm not wearing right now, but it's the Camp Bling, and it says Camp Woodlands. And I'm giving away, what did we discuss?
The signed book, bracelet, and the bookmark.
Yes.
And is that for one winner or two? That is entirely up to you. Two. So one winner gets a signed book. And then the other one, I guess, the bookmark and bracelet.
No. Everyone gets no. You get a bookmark, and a bracelet. Each winner.
Two winners with all that. Oh wow!
We got no runner-ups here.
Listen to you. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I got it totally wrong. So two winners, and each winner gets a signed book, bookmark,
and a bracelet. Yes.
Now, did you make the bracelets?
I made it in that I designed it and paid someone to do it.
There you go. You designed it. That's enough.
I designed it. Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to reach out to you when the winners have been picked.
Yes.
Probably through Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And I'm doing my giveaway that I do on every chat. And that is a $5 Amazon gift card. And what you need to do in order to be entered into that is go to my author page. If you're not there already, you should be. And share this video. Share it as many times as you like. The more times you share it, the more entries you have. But do tag me so I know that you shared it. And as always, the winner will be announced in my group and author page in a couple hours after my doggy has been fed. Yeah, he comes first. Amy, this has been such a joy. Thank you so much for
Such a
joining.
joy. Thank you so
And
much for having me.
yeah,
And
and
thank you
good luck with
who
your
listened
launch.
in.
Good luck with your
Thank
debut
you.
novel. Please, please let us know how it goes. And
I
I think
will.
I mentioned to you before that you can do a takeover in my group, read more books, take over the group and discuss your books with our readers. And
Oh, I'll go take a look at that.
I'll send you the link. And
Please.
also, readers, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for the great questions. I will see you back in the group. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tina.